next head coach. So what this essentially means, and from all of the reports that we heard about the Harbaugh fracture with the 49ers, it wasn't just with Harbaugh and Jed York, but also constant rumors about conflicts between Harbaugh and Baalke. And from all indications, Baalke has an ego that's right in line with Jim Harbaugh's, and those two egos couldn't coexist. So this presents some interesting issues as the search for the next head coach kicks into gear. You know, if you're looking for a power-hungry head coach, or one that wants to have a large say in draft picks and the constitution of the roster, does Baalke's presence preclude the 49ers from being able to get a head coach like that? Does the head coach have to have a personality and a makeup that will allow him to basically take a back seat to the general manager with regard to the roster decisions? I mean, if that's the case, I mean, is Baalke willing to bring in another big personality as head coach like a Jim Harbaugh, or does it have to be someone who is understated, barely noticeable, like a Jim Tomsula? So these are some key considerations with regard to who the next head coach for the 49ers will be. And just as I don't have much confidence in Jed York, I don't have much confidence in Trent Baalke either. He's another one that we rarely hear from in the media. When he does speak, it's very guarded, not very forthcoming, very tight-lipped. So, you know, he's a mystery as well. You know, we just don't have much of a sense of what the philosophy is. So, again, I guess that's all we're left with, is we're just being asked to step out on faith and hope that Baalke will lead a comprehensive search for a head coach who is prepared and capable of righting the ship, because Baalke's in charge. So my one hope of all this, well, I have two hopes. One, I hope that Baalke surprises me and does find the right guy, and that whoever that guy is, that they coexist and work well together in making personnel decisions, and they right the ship. But if that can't happen, if Baalke screws this up, my second hope is that Jed York holds him just as accountable as he did Jim Tomsula. I mean, the mission here is to win Super Bowls, right? You have to have talent in order to do that, and that's the GM's job. And Baalke has clearly been pegged as the guy who is at the top of the food chain with regard to the football operations. So it's time to hold him accountable. You know, Jed York basically said, you know, I've seen Baalke put together Super Bowl caliber rosters in the past. So it seems like he's giving Baalke a pass because in Jed York's mind, he was the architect of those rosters that took the 49ers to 3 straight NFC championship games and 1 Super Bowl appearance, in which they came very close to actually winning the Super Bowl. But I think, if you want to give him credit for building that type of a roster, you also have to hold him accountable for allowing the talent on the roster to fall to such levels where the team went 8-8, followed by a dismal 5-11 season in which they ranked dead last in total offense. So it's time to hold Baalke accountable. Time for him to no longer be allowed to hide. He needs to be front and center when it comes to talking about the state of the 49ers football operations. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that things begin to improve. If you have comments about the San Francisco 49ers or anything related to this podcast, please feel free to leave them. I look forward to hearing the comments and expanding the podcast by adding some exciting interactive features in the near future. I'm working on that. This is Kenyatta Robinson, souldreamz.com. That's Dreamz with a letter Z at the end of it instead of an S. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day.